Thomas and Friends Toy Adventures is proudly to present in the splendid temperamental twin. One day, Donald and Douglas were taking a good tramp into the mainland. Normally, it would be either Murdoch or Hank taking one the train. It would be Murdoch taking the train to the mainland. But however, he unfortunately had other work to do. So Topham Hatt has tasked the Scottish twins to take the train. But however, Donald was feeling a little under the weather today, and he couldn't steam up, and he couldn't puff out steam properly. Are you okay? Hey, Donnie, you don't seem well at all. Don't worry about it, Dougie. I'll be alright once we get this train delivered. Soon they both came to Gordon's Hill. Oh, but little did they both know was that trouble was about to strike. As soon as they nearly reached the top, Donald, Douglas, and the crews couldn't help a loud grinding noise from Donald. Donnie, I really think you should stop now. No, Dougie, we can't. We gotta get this train delivered. Before Donald could even finish his sentence, there was a loud pop, and the train soon ground to a halt. Oh my goodness. Donnie, are you okay? I don't think so. Donald's driver went to examine the problem. He went up to tell Donald about a few minutes later. We found a problem. It appears still your safety valve has burst. You have to go to the solar steamworks. But who's gonna help me take this train in? And I can't pull this all by myself. Don't worry, Douglas. They've already sent Edward to help. They've already sent Edward to help you, so there's nothing for you to worry about. Okay. And soon, just like that, arrangements were made. Doug soon came to take Donald to the steamworks to be repaired, while Edward came to help Douglas take his train the rest of the way. Soon, Douglas arrived back at the Great Western, back at the sheds, as Oliver and Doug and surprising Doug were there. James was also in there. Oh, say, James, what are you doing here? I don't know. Oh, so Topham Hatt just asked me to come here because he has an announcement to make. Something that has to deal with your silly brother's accident. Oh, silly? I'll have you know. Silence. Yes. As soon, just like that, Sir Topham Hatt came. Now, as you'll now, as you all know, old Donald has to go to the steamworks due to his safety valve burst, and he'll be out of action for the next few days. So, until he comes back, James will be helping out Douglas as with him and Donald's old jobs. But sir, uh, who will look after my jobs? There's no need for you to worry about that, James. I've already divided between Edward and Henry's timetables. But sir, you can't just pair me up with him. You know how much we don't get along with each other. Really useful engines don't complain. Now, James. Now you excuse me. I need to head off home. Good night, everyone. And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked away back to his car. Well, isn't this just great? Not only am I putting on good work, but I'm working alongside an engine that I really have a bad history with. Douglas said nothing and puffed back into the shed and to sleep. Soon the next day, Douglas soon arrived to collect his first train of the day. And soon he just sat there waiting for James. And soon, 10 minutes later, just a few minutes before the train can depart, he arrived. And just what do you think you're doing? Collecting our train? Why? Is there a problem? Why, yes, there is. The problem is you are gonna be sitting behind my tender. I don't see how it's that ironically an issue. The issue is because you who are gonna is that you are gonna the problem is you gonna be dragging me and the whole train if I go up front. Ugh, are you saying that I'm lazy? Well, yes, I am. James, I'll have you know that me and Donnie always never slack off all the time. If it's anyone's a slacker, you are. Huh. Well, I don't care. Now you excuse me. I need to find a turntable to get turned around, and while I'm doing that, maybe you can move up so I can get coupled to the train. Oh boy. This is all. I have a bad feeling about this. And Douglas was right. As soon as they reached the main line, and he can already feel that he really wasn't he can really feel like that he was dragging that he was dragging James and the entire train with him. Oh, come on, James. 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 Oh, come on, James. James, put some effort into it, will ya? Well, excuse me. You're the one leading. Now get moving. Ow. Okay. No need to shove. Of Oh. And later on the way back with another coach train, and Douglas could really feel the strain and can really feel the strain from the trucks and James behind him, and which made him perfectly. And I'm sorry to say, he really wasn't enjoying it one bit. It, and and he is real, and he can tell, and he can tell that he is really not enjoying any experience at all. But little did he know, was that but little did he know was that Edward has seen everything, and so did the other engines. And soon, later on that night, he came here to talk to Douglas. Doug and Oliver were still finishing up their jobs for today, so therefore Douglas was the only one who was holding him. Are you okay, Douglas? No, Edward, I am not doing alright. James has been an absolute nightmare to work with. If I can, and every time when we had to pull a train, I always told him that I always go behind Donnie, but he wants to do the opposite of what me and Donnie did. And he will always have the audacity to think that I'm lazy. I just wish Donnie will come back. Well, you don't need to worry about that, Douglas. Yes, you don't need to worry about that, Douglas. Yes, I've already spoken to James about it, but unfortunately, he is not gonna learn my words. So we're just gonna have to wait and see as the days go by. Yeah, you're right. Well, I best be heading off back to Roseworth. I'll see you tomorrow, Douglas. Bye, Edward. And with that, Douglas went to sleep. But however, by the next morning, Douglas was not feeling too well. No, Doug and Oliver had already head off to do their jobs for today. But as for Douglas, he was having a hard time starting up. I just really do not know what seemed to be going on with him. him. Ugh. Don't worry, I'll be fine. But Douglas, you can't go. You can't go if you're feeling like this. Miss Satopa. Miss Sherry Satopa will arrange for another engine to go with James. Means at least then you won't have to deal with him. Don't worry, lead driver, I'll be fine. And besides, I heard that Donnie's repairs is nearly finished soon. So I might as well make this so I might as well hang in there for a bit longer. And soon the driver fireman knew that it was pointless to argue with Douglas, so they got into his cab, and soon he finally began to build up steam. And soon, just like that, he puffed away. Soon, James was waiting in the yards. The train has already been ready, but he is still waiting for Douglas to arrive. And soon, Douglas came. James, what is it? Can you please be at the front of the train today? And let you sit that being a lazy lout? No shot. I've already told you this. You're leading, and I'll be behind the train. Now you excuse me. I have to go get behind it. Bother. What's the point if he won't even listen? Never mind him, old boy. We just gotta try and deal with it. Oh, you're right there, driver. You're right there. And soon they were off. But unfortunately, the journey did not go smoothly. For Douglas, he kept on puffing. And Ashen soot kept pouring out from his funnel. Douglas, I really think you should stop right now, because I really think that you should go to the back of the train. I really do not think you can take this train anymore. Alright, driver. I'll say James, are you sure we can't change places? Pick up the slack. Alright then. Soon they reach Gordon's Hill. Soon they reach Gordon's Hill. But as soon as they were about to go up it, Douglas's crew couldn't help but feel like that they were hearing. Couldn't help but hear that there was a clanking noise from underneath him. And soon, with a cough and a splutter, the train came to a halt. Well, that's torn it. Your firebox is clogged up. I think it must be from the coal. Or we have taken in last night before we head home. Oh, botheration. Oi, what's the bloody holdup of? What on earth is the holdup of? Up there. Ugh, I've broken down, and now I cannot move a wheel. Oh, oh. So I'm afraid you're gonna have to. So I'm afraid you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to pull the train then. What? Me? Poor lazy Scott like you? Absolutely no chance. Well, you listen here. Oh, you big rat buffoon. Oh, you've been not ever since you were assigned to work with me, you've been making me doing all the work while you've been sitting on your lazy pretender doing nothing. In. James said nothing after Douglas snapped. Well, James, I think it's best. I think you should take the front now. So I suggest that we should get going, otherwise we'll be even more late. And with that, James said no more. Soon, James was coupled to the front of the train. Well, looks like Douglas cannot do anything to help, so you'll just have to manage on your own. Oh. Alright, driver. Okay, I got this. And soon, James began to pull, but as soon as he began moving, his wheels spun fiercely on the rails. Come on, I can do it. And with that, the train soon began to move. It took all quite the effort and the strain, but at last, as they soon arrived at Vickerstown Station, and where an engine from the mainland is set to take the train throughout the rest of the way. Ugh. Thank goodness. Well done, James. You did it. Yes, very well indeed. Well done, James. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Soon, Douglas turned to the Little Western, and his firebox was soon all cleared up. Then Sir Topham Hatt walked in. James, I have heard what you have done today, and I must say I am very proud of you. Oh, why, thank you, sir. But, however, I have also heard that you have been assuming that Douglas is a lazy engine. I do not tolerate accusing us around my railway, and I'll have you know that Douglas is just one of the most hard-working engines that's on this railway. And may I remind you that you have already done that one time, and that got you in the real trouble now, didn't it? No, sir, I have forgotten it. Well, however, a great job nonetheless. But however, as punishment, while Douglas, as punishment, you'll be working with Donald as soon. You'll be working with Donald as soon as you'll be working with Donald. He should be out of work tomorrow, so until then, you will work with him until you learn the true meaningship of teamwork. Now, do I make myself clear? Yes, sir, said Jane. Yes, sir. Good. Now, you excuse me. I need to head off home. Huh. Well, James, looks like you. Looks like now you're set to work with my other. Well, James, looks like you're set to. Well, James, looks like you're. Now isn't that a surprise? Now you're working alongside two Scots now. James just sighed. He knows that next time he should never make assumptions of an engine being lazy ever again. I sure hope so. Don't you?